Hello, I am Amanda Wacker.
Hola, I am Lennice Castro.
สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Asama Lekpo.
And we are the Triplicates. Welcome to the second season of our Triplicates podcast. We are three first-gen women of color completing our second year of our PhD program.
So last episode was our first episode back, so we focused on rounding out our first year experience, talking about first year exams.
This episode, we're going to tell you exactly how it's been going. How is that different from the first year?
It's very different.
By going, we mean how our second year is going. And like Amanda said, it's super different, right?
Yes. So how is second year different from first year?
In a lot of ways. I think I'm more established in lab.
Nice.
Would you guys say the same?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think last year a lot of us were doing all of the same things, like taking classes, rotating labs. And I have to say, I think all of our experiences are a little different this time around.
Yeah, I think we really branched off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get now why people, when they're like, oh yeah, everyone was so like hanging out the first year, and then after second year, everyone kind of went their own direction. I understand how that happens now.
Yeah. But just to kind of like generally summarize what the second year is and why everyone's kind of branching off is that it's not as structured as the first year was. Last year was mostly to make sure we got through our curriculum, we found a home lab, and that we just established ourselves here at UC San Diego since it's a new institution for most of us.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, we're doing lab. We are finding the extracurriculars that we want to partake in. TAing for some of us is this quarter. For some of us, it's in the future.
Yeah.
We may or may not have a few classes that we need to take.
Yes.
Y'all have a bunch because reasons we'll explain later.
Yeah.
Or you just have that extracurricular that we have to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot going on.
Asama, do you want to talk about TAing? Because I think that's like the biggest difference from first year to second year is like now we have to teach classes.
Yeah, so TAing, if you're familiar with that, is when a graduate student assists with teaching or reviewing the course with the professor. And actually, our program calls it IAing, which is super fun to turn that into a verb. So IAing or IA stands for instructional assistant. So I'm basically a TA, but I'm an IA. And I think our match process is kind of cool because the grad student will fill out this application and say, here are the things that I'm interested in, or here are the classes that I feel qualified teaching, and here are the sections and the professors that I would like to be matched with. Mm-hmm. And on the other hand, the professors basically choose based on the student's qualification, or if someone has taught this class in the past, like you would probably get preference to, but certainly if you do service, you get preference.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? For that process?
I think that's a questionable
Oh no.
thing. You might not.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Is it
I don't
changing?
know. That's a question I find myself asking often.
Okay.
It's like,
Okay.
they say that you might get prefed or you have a higher chance of,
Yeah, but it's like not guaranteed.
but it's not guaranteed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got my first choice, but I think it was for other reasons too.
Yeah.
I see.
In the process.
Yeah. So some of the other influences for like this match process is, say, if you know the professor who's teaching, they know you know them, you work well together, you both qualify to be teaching this course, then yes, you teach together. Or if you are a fourth year grad student really needing to fill this requirement, you'll get preference. Mm-hmm. So a lot of schools do this in a different way. But essentially, I get matched with the class, and it's microbiology for this quarter, which I absolutely love. So I feel really lucky, and I'm teaching with a teaching professor.
Nice.
And I can tell that just like her whole job is to care about student, to care about their learning, to just like be accessible. Like I feel like I can learn a lot from her.
Great.
And in terms of hours and involvement, it's about 20 hours a week. So that's
Wow.
half of my working hour.
That's
already.
so much.
It is a lot because I go to classes, I write the test questions, I grade them, I make slides for my discussion section, and then I go to office hour.
Is all TAing like that?
Not all
I'm
of
nervous.
them, but I think depending on your professor, there's
Okay.
like the part where people see you teaching the class or going to things. But I would say so far, a lot of it is being at home and or like whatever your office and doing like the prep work, the behind the scene,
Yeah.
like choosing the best material for this particular class because it can't be like, like too much or too little. So I find myself having to like go through a lot of stuff on my own, which I think sounds intimidating, but there's a lot of TAs.
Okay.
So we get to work together as a group and come up with like what paper would be most appropriate, what test question, how are we going to
Interesting.
grade this. So yeah,
That sounds like super involved when I imagine TA.
very involved.
Yeah. I thought it was just kind of like, here is the test I give to the students every year, just grade it. Here's the assignment I give to the students every year, just grade it. Like I didn't realize you were like picking papers and like collaborating with the other TAs to like decide what gets taught.
It really depends on your professors
Okay,
too,
yeah.
I think. But my professor like trusts that we TAs, grad students, even undergrads too, actually, upper level undergrads who've taken this class before are also TAs. She trusts that we can execute at a high level and just like check in when we need to. She's not like a micromanager. So it's been good, but it's a lot because I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And I actually told my students that, hi, I'm a second year PhD student. I've never done this before, but here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So they've been good sports about that.
That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. Enough about me, I think.
Oh, well, I
Y'all?
wanted to ask follow-up questions.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So, how has like having all this extra work now with TAing? Because before you were just in lab. Like, how has it affected your lab work? Is like your PI responsive to the fact that you have this other job?
yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, we're on the same page about what my priority needs to be, what the program needs from us. We're actually, so my advisor, this other PhD student in my lab, and I are all teaching this quarter. So we have kind of like similar availabilities.
Yeah.
And-
Everyone's kind of stressed.
Yeah, hopefully some of us are less stressed than others. Anyways, so when we meet once a week, we check in on like, okay, what's like the priority for this week? Make sure
Yeah.
we get this going and we're not trying to do too much and then we won't get anything. So yeah, it really encourages us to like really be on the same page and like up our communication skills.
Yeah.
But so far, pretty good.
That's great. And I love that question because that's like, I have my one-on-one meetings with my PI on Mondays. And the question I always end with is, what is the one thing that we absolutely have to get done this week?
Yeah.
And I think it really does help set your priorities. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I think that was all. I
Yay.
would like to know that for when
Yeah,
I
for
TA.
future referencing. Yeah.
But really, it depends on your professor.
Yeah, but still, I'm
and like
nervous.
how big the class is. Another thing that was surprising to me is this class is an upper level microbiology class with like juniors and seniors. There's 300 students.
That's-
So many.
I'm teaching
a lot to grade. A lot
Yeah.
of questions. Lots of emails coming your way.
What you're doing upper division stuff too, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Like I'm doing like the cell, which is like 100.
Oh, that's gonna be bigger.
and one.
Maybe
It's gonna be what?
it's gonna be a bigger course.
Yeah, I'm sure. I thought 300 was that's a big course from where the school that I'm
Well,
from.
yours is online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like
Is ours gonna be online?
I think it like if it were physically in person. I don't know. Questions we have.
Well,
for
Allison's
university.
teaching Build One, and it's in person.
And how big is her class?
I don't know. Didn't ask.
Yeah, I feel like if it's in person, they're restricted by the rooms as to how big the class can be.
Okay, well, lots to look forward to.
Stay tuned.
Are you the only grad student IAing that course?
There are two other master students. I'm the only PhD student, so I was given the role of timekeeper. So
Okay.
we all have to grade under like the same deadline, and I'm responsible for being like, "Hi, they're out,"
Oh wow.
which is like not a lot. I just have to like remember to remind people.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And you have to take a class in addition to TAing, IAing about how to be an IA.
Right. Yeah, I'm surprisingly really enjoying that class because it's like a little like professional development group like session that you have going on. There's a lot of first year IAs, hopefully, so we share about like what sort of icebreaker did you use this week, or how do you manage this sort of problem that comes up, or like what's expected, what's not. And luckily, so some of our friends are actually IAs for this class, so they're the IAs for the IAs, which is like really silly, but they're really helpful. So
that's nice.
I'm really glad that we have that. And fun fact, this class was specifically developed by Dr. Stanley Lowe for the biology graduate program. So not every single program, even at UCSD, will have this.
Interesting.
And Stanley Lowe is also a teaching professor who does extensive research into how to best teach, how to care about all these different aspects of students' identities and to make sure that the classroom is inclusive.
That's great.
So lots to learn.
I love that.
Yeah. And I guess y'all can guess, based on this conversation, Asama's the only one I ate this quarter.
I'm not.
Yes.
Doing that.
So smart.
So we will be just as busy as Asama.
Are we
But y'all are busy with something else right now.
Yes, we are both doing
some
winter.
other thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. NSF is doing, when this comes out, 3 days, but currently it's a week from now.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Not well.
Go ahead, Amanda.
What?
Please explain. Why is it not going well?
It's October 11th. It's due on the 18th. My PI and I have not talked about my proposal or my personal statement at this time of recording.
Not at all. He's seen a personal
He's
statement.
seen it, but haven't received comments. So like, there's like nothing. Like I'm like waiting to see like what do I need to fix.
Yeah.
Did you give him a deadline for when you need it?
Yeah, I talked to him this morning, but we had like something else that was due, so we were working on that. And I think we're gonna meet again after recording to talk about our proposal, because I think I have my first aim is like solid, and I have like preliminary data. I have 2 cute little figures, but my second aim is like,
You have space for figure?
yeah, I do have space. You just don't say anything is the thing.
I have a lot to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, my second aim is kind of just like quotes from reviews that I was like, oh, maybe we could look at this or this, but I want to like pick one thing and not go wild. And then, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's fine. So yeah, I think I'll feel better when that is done. But right now I'm just like, deep breaths. Yeah.
I'm stressed for you.
It's okay. How are you doing, Lennice?
Yeah.
I'm always stressed.
That's true.
Nothing new. Although I think I did give my personal statement and my proposal to my PI on Friday. I was like, here's my personal statement. And surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, I think I'm a good writer, but Matt also thinks that my personal statement was really good. So there's like very nice. Oh, very cute. It's very encouraging for him to be like, wow, this is good. And I'm like, hell yeah, it's good. It's always nice to get affirmation.
Yeah.
Is that something you haven't really received from like your past mentors until like this
I have.
moment?
I think it's just how I work.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks. Anyways, my research proposal, that was a different story. So I gave him like a very long version of 2 pages, aka about 3 pages. And I was like, what do I do? And he did a pretty good job of like cutting it down a lot. And now it was up to me today, basically, to sort through his edits, decide kind of what I want to keep in. If that's direct, he kind of skewed the direction or added a couple more things that I could talk about. So it's like not just it's not a firm, these are my edits, include them. It's we are partners in this.
Yeah,
it
like
is both our proposal. Like, what
this?
should we keep this? So I did that today, and I'll probably work on it later today as well. But yeah, I don't know. I have a lot to say, so there's a lot to go into the proposal, but I'm working on saying things with less words. It's something that I was talking to him about. Because there's a lot going on there, and basically simplifying and where you don't have to do cartwheels in your head to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Even though in reality, I'm doing cartwheels in my head to understand what's going on in my project. So that's been fun.
Okay.
It's definitely, I've had to learn how to take critique. Like I do, but it's, I don't know, it's different coming from
your boss.
your boss.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm. You know what's interesting is I think about the class that your PI taught all of us, the psychom class, and I think that class really helped me like be ready to take critique. And even if I'm like, I don't agree with you, it's just like, okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Let's address the issue that you're bringing up to me.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like your proposal.
It is,
like you said, you're writing partner, so you can choose to take or leave a comment. Especially when you have like multiple mentors helping you write this stuff, because it's not just like this one specific chapter of your training.
Yeah.
It's like from all of everything leading up to this.
Yeah. What's weird, it's like, I don't know. I think not that I respect my PI or like hold him at a higher. I do respect my PI. Hold on.
Oh my! Hold on.
But
Don't start like that.
I gave my proposal to be edited by like not only my PI but also people that work in my lab.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because I know we're friends that I take the critiques like with less stress. But when it comes from the PI, I'm just like,
it's a little more serious.
It's a little more serious.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Yeah. It's okay. It's the first of many things that we'll have to.
Yeah, first of many fellowships this year.
Everything's fine. Yeah, we'll get through it.
Wait, let's take a little step back and talk about why we applied to these fellowships. Like, is it funding? Is it the training? Is it the mentoring? Like, how do people know like what fellowship to apply for and why?
Yeah, so we're both applying to NSF, which is the National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellowship. And it's like prestigious.
Yes.
But they also give you like $34,000. I think they give you $36,000, which is $2,000 more than our current stipend. And they give you either a $10,000 or $12,000 allowance for tuition. So your PI, usually what happens is your PI will pay you your stipend out of their grants, and then they'll also pay your tuition and healthcare. All that stuff comes out of like your PI's grants at this point. But instead of coming out of grants, you'll now be funded by NSF. So NSF will give the money to your PI or like to the institution under your PI's name to send to you. So we never actually really see the money. I think we get some sort of like maybe a couple extra $1,000 to like buy a laptop or travel to a conference or something like that. But mostly it's like helping our PI to support us. And like maybe we get a little bit more freedom because like we have a couple extra $1,000 a year, so we can play around with our research a little more than maybe if we were just like strictly on one grant and like, you know, every penny at that point counts.
Yeah. It's essentially like you have now your own funding. And yeah, it allows you to maybe take higher risk in your proposal because it's not going to then be like affect anyone else. I think it also allows, if you're in a junior or just generally smaller lab, you being funded from not your PI's grant allows the rest of the lab to grow, like take on another grad student because you now don't have that income or like that lab money going to someone else.
I really think whether or not I get this NSF will determine if like who we're hiring, like or whatever, because like right now we're just on startup funds and like my advisor's like, I can for sure pay for you, I can for sure pay for our postdoc, maybe another postdoc, but like the more people we add on, the like less wild we can be about what we're buying to like do our research. And like my stuff is expensive, like just like 100 micro or nanomolar of like my little fluorescent thing is like $400-$600. So it's like, I don't know, I want to make sure I am able to do what I want to do, and like to be able to do that I need money. So here I go applying for all these things.
And so me and Amanda are both applying to NSF as well as this.
And Asama, you applied last year. So that's why she's not applying this
year. And she got honorable mention.
She did.
Wow. Did you know that you get like computer computation time?
Yeah, but my lab already has like a bunch.
That's
so maybe we won't touch mine.
If you get honorable mention, or if you get it, you get like computation time. Like you get access to the node.
Oh, you get
supercomputer
into NSF's node.
I think it's UCSD.
Oh, sorry.
But
I don't know
okay.
anything about that. I don't know
Anyways,
anything about nodes.
but
That's
is
not
that the only fellowship you're applying to?
No, I'm also, we're technically, she said feet for
Stretching
free.
my ankle.
Feet for free.
I have a shoe on.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I'm also, I think Lennice is also applying to, it's like the HHMI Gilliam Fellowship program, something like that.
What does the Gilliam care about?
Gilliam cares about supporting URMs, but like specific demographics that they list in their program that I will not list now because I don't know them.
But like I heard that you get to go to like Gilliam specific conference and like all these perks.
Yeah, we it's like first of all let me think about my words for a second. Yes, we get to go. We have to go.
Oh,
it's not a we get to go. It's you are required to go to this thing. And we are also.
But you're required because they're putting in
money.
big bank too. Like they're not only giving you money for the fellowship, but they fly you out.
Yeah. Like
they feed
pay
you,
for you
they
to
house
go.
you.
Where?
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's in Bethesda.
It changes
all the time.
Wow.
Yeah, I think one year they had it at their Genelia headquarters, but it was for
fly
whatever
you to
reason.
Bethesda,
Maryland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's where their headquarters are.
I guess so. Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, so there's that. Also, it's like you apply as a pair, so like you and your advisor.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's like me and Pallav are applying to this thing together, and he has to fill out like his own proposal, and I have to fill out my whole proposal. And he has to also like plan. They give the advisors some sort of money to support like DEI efforts, but like you have to make a new DEI effort. You can't just put money into an existing thing, which is like kind of a weird idea. So he has to like come up with his own thing. But like my PI is on like the well-being and engagement committee at Salk, so like I'm sure he has plenty of ideas of like what we can do with this money. Yeah, but it's like pretty extensive of an application from what I've seen. But you get hella money. Your PI is required to go to like these mentorship workshops too, which I think is great. And yeah,
it's also a great network. Like most of the people that I've met that are Gilliam Fellows are amazing people, whether I've met them in person or virtually via Twitter.
cute. Yeah, and I think especially for my lab to be like a very new lab, if I get this, it'll be like Pallav is not going to shut up about me. Every person
does he ever already?
PI? No, my PI loves to brag about me. But yeah, he's not going to shut up about this one. So like I really want to do a good job so that he get these bragging rights, get tenure. We're chilling. Like let me help you, and then you help me. We'll have a good time. Like let's do it.
Love that for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sensing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm sensing this like theme of like being independent, being responsible, paying your own bills.
Yes,
as Beyonce would say. Do you think this has something to do with us being first gens, us having to plant that first flag, and like that sort of like motivation
like
to like be independent?
That we want to. Yeah, I think.
Because like so many people apply for like whatever reason, but like from hearing from y'all, it sounds like you want to be like responsible for your own education. You want to be in charge. You want to like have a say. Like
I think that's an interesting thing. Yeah, because I think for me, and this might just be because I have a type A personality. Yeah, I wanna do what I want to do.
Yeah,
and I want to make sure I can make that happen. So like I'm gonna do what I can to make that happen. But like I don't know if that's like first gen vibes or if that's just like I have this personality type. And also like when before I even joined the lab with Pallav, because his research was like so different from what I was used to, and I was kind of scared of like not actually being interested in the research and just kind of joining this lab to like get the mentorship.
Yeah.
Our agreement was I'm responsible for finding a project that I am interested in, and he's responsible for making sure that I am interested in the project, and like that is like maintained.
Wow.
So I think part of that like I think he will always let me do what I want to do, but like I'm enabled to do what I want to do if I have funding. So like just apply to everything. If we get money, we get money, and if we don't, like everything will be fine, but like it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. For sure. What about you, Lennice?
Yeah, I guess it's more of like a security thing. Like if I can fund my own projects, like what are you gonna do? Kick me out?
Yeah. You can't fire me. What's up?
It's like I've shown you these skills and I can do this. And not only can I do that at the bench, but I can also convince someone else to give me money to do so.
And that's like half of science.
Yeah. Not that my PI would ever kick me out. I think he really cares about his people, which is hence why I joined the lab. But like, not everyone's as lucky as me to have such a cultivating lab culture or like a good lab culture. I know. That was a verbiage that I didn't like, but I already said it, so I committed.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anywho,
It sounds cool though.
It does. So that's why I'm applying to a bunch of grants. Also, I think we want the lab to grow. We are losing a lot of people, so it'd be nice if I'm bringing in my own money, and that allows someone else to get the opportunity
to join. Yeah.
To join.
And you got a lot of people trying to join your lab.
Oh yeah, I know.
You got a lot
it
of
gets
people.
mentioned often, but our research is cool. Matt is exciting.
Cool.
He has an infectious personality.
Okay.
Any hoosers.
Anyway.
So yeah. That's that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm mostly just focusing on establishing my project, working on fellowships this quarter, but like Asama's already explained, she's TAing and briefly mentioned she's taking classes, but she's not the only one. You guys are both taking classes.
Yes.
So like, why are you taking classes? What classes? What's up?
We're actually both taking quantitative biology classes.
Yep.
And I am having a time. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's my Tuesday, Thursday classes, they're okay. Love my Friday. My Tuesday, Thursday classes is the same class that Asama's in. It's Intro to Q Bio, and our professor mostly is just like lecturing, which is fine for some people. I think I'm out of the like I want to do something to like grow my skills. So like that's like not really engaging for me.
Agreed.
Yeah, but I really enjoy my Friday class. Asama's not in this one, but it's like critical reading for quantitative biology. And we like take 3 weeks to read a paper like super in depth, and we go in small groups and we talk about it. And then it really brings together, it's technically like listed as a physics class, which is like bizarre. And there's like physicists, like PhD physicists, and then PhD biology students, and some people like bioinformatics and like chemistry, and we're all coming in with these different backgrounds trying to like really read this paper. And it kind of comes down to, okay, we're in a small group. Some of the people are biologists, some of the people are really like math heavy, and like we help each other. Like some people, we're talking about like gene regulation, like switches and stuff, and some people are like, what's
A gene.
What's a repressor? What's an activator? Like, you know, like just like things that like maybe I learned in undergrad that they're like, okay, I'm trying to understand this paper and I don't know any of the biology, but I get all the math. And I'm sitting here like, I don't know any of the math, but I'm just writing all the variables next to things and hoping I can get it eventually. Whatever. So like I like that class, and I really love Terry, the professor. He like, I don't know, he's like a good teacher, and he's like excited about it, and he really wants us to learn and take the time for us to like understand what's happening so we can discuss this paper. So yeah, the only thing I really don't like, and this is like, I don't feel bad about saying this, is that one, the UCSD shuttles don't go to the Salk, so now I have to like take my bike to campus, but my bike has gotten 3 flat tires in the past week and a half.
Your bike has 3 tires?
It has 2 tires, but one of them has gotten flat twice.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I kind of just like that has been like super frustrating, and like really also the timing of the class, it's at like 12:30 to 2. So like I have to eat lunch before class, and then I also have to get to Salk. Then I also get from Salk to campus and then get back to Salk, and it like I usually leave lab at like 3:30. So like to have the most productive hours of my day snatched twice a week is like, it's been stressing me out. Just snatched, yeah. And then the bike thing also stressed me out, because then I was like walking, and like the shuttle, there's supposed to be a shuttle that is close to the Salk, but they're not running for whatever reason. And it's just like, my life could be so much easier, but it's not. And my biggest pet peeve is like me not being in control of my time. And like that's why I'm in San Diego, so I can drive myself to school and I can drive myself home, and I don't have to be like public transportation, this, that. And like to have that just like still be the problem is like, bro, it doesn't have to be like this.
Indeed.
But it is.
Wild how it would be if UCSD actually had enough parking for all of us. You could just drive yourself.
Could just drive myself,
But
I
alas.
can't. But it's $1,000 a year to park my car.
Yeah, that's true.
A mile from my house. Anyways,
Anywho.
sorry. That was heated. I was a little stressed about that one.
It's okay.
That's just been in me. I'm glad I got that off my chest.
It's been a heated start of the quarter.
No. Yeah. It's been stressful this quarter. It's fine.
Welcome to second year.
Is there stuff that we do for fun or that we do to like help the community?
Yeah, work hard, party harder. Not
Oh.
literally party though.
Oh my.
Not in COVID. We are not advocating COVID safe party.
You can party in Amanda's
In-
living room space.
Yes,
just the three of us on the floor, star fishing. That's a party.
That's a party. A starfish
Of three.
party. LOL. Yeah. So Asama and I have. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Asama and I are on the executive board of Graduate OSTEM. Asama's vice presidente. I don't even think I said that right, but it's fine.
Basically Joe Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's been something that we've been doing together.
Yeah.
And then I've been doing like I am soccer. That's starting up soon. That's fun. I love running around with my friends. So that's been great. Feel like a puppy outside.
Oh, but it's at night, right?
Yeah. Okay. So,
Cool.
well, this is because I think we registered really late. And this is like, because there's also, I was looking at the IM website and there's time slots on like Saturday in the middle of the day. But for some reason, my
Oh
IM
my.
slots are Monday nights from 8. Like games can start at 8, 9, or 10 p.m.
Disgusting.
I go to sleep at 9:30. These are not the times I want to be running around. And also, I like don't know how I'm going to get on campus. Where do I park? Like this is like
Oh no.
stressful for me now, but it's fine.
But
Everything's
maybe
fine.
parking after hour will be a little easier.
Yeah, but I saw someone get a ticket at 6 p.m. outside of NSB. We were both there.
Oh,
We were.
no.
Yeah.
Stressed.
Yeah, it's a little rough out here.
Indeed.
Are you guys doing? Is there anything else you would like to mention?
Oh yeah. So since the beginning of the summer, I worked as a community assistant
Yeah.
for the grad housing community at UCSD. So what that means is that I host programs for graduate students and their family. So it could be their partner, their children, whoever live with them.
Mhm.
And it's been really fun to get to see like different faces and also being creative about what type of program to host so that it, not only cater to like grad students, but also like their dependents.
Mhm.
And I really love it. I think it's like a really good way to get to know your neighbors, but also like serve your community in a way that maybe you wouldn't be able to in your department.
Yeah,
Yeah, I especially love the kiddos. They're so fun.
they're cute. Yeah, I've been to a couple of your programs. They're always cute.
Yeah,
Always fun. And I think they're also really well attended too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah, y'all helped me at my last event, which
Mhm.
was painting pumpkins, but got really spooky because San Diego really like brought the lightning, the
Yeah.
thunder, everything.
Mm. And that's
Very-
on climate change.
And that's
Oh.
on climate change.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I like low-key I'm so sorry the thunderstorms are so bad for California because I kind of love them. And
Oh,
I think they're so pretty.
they are.
Yeah, I love to watch them. But like they're also fire hazards. So
I've been just shaking my head for those that are not watching this.
yeah, sorry.
video.
Dang.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm glad you're enjoying being a CA.
Thanks. What about you, Lennice? What have you been up to?
I am the second year rep for
Oh yeah,
on our student council. So that just started. I'm looking forward to what's to come. And I am recruitment chair, but that doesn't really start until maybe like next month. Once I start like planning things, we shall see. Soon to come. But other than that, I don't know. I've just been chilling. Like I feel like I have a lot more time to like hang with the lab and like just be friends and whatnot.
That's nice.
Which is nice outside of writing, and outside of screaming while I'm writing. Both literally and not. I don't know. I think I know I'm going to be stressed and I'm going to have a lot to do winter quarter, so I took this quarter to just chill before the storm.
Yeah.
Like we were saying.
Yeah.
Comes.
I think you're doing the right thing.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah. Take your time to yourself while you can.
Well, good thing I'm going through that right now.
Yeah. But like, you're going to be chilling winter quarter.
Yeah, winter quarter, we're going to be both stressed.
And you're going to be like, couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Going to hang out with my plants. Like,
yeah. We'll see, hopefully. Okay, so let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsors before we close out the show.
Sated Factory is a Black-owned skincare brand that prides itself in providing natural, homemade products.
If you are a skincare buff and love to have the taste of luxury at home on a university budget, these products suit those needs.
They have 3 scented exfoliating scrubs that are catered to help different skin conditions.
As you head into another school year, having a scrub that not only nourishes your body but also helps you relax after long days are a must.
Yeah.
And now you can use our code Triplicates Pod 10 for 10% off your order.
Yes, I love that.
And you can get them on satedfactory.com. They're really cute. I use them a lot. Treat yourself.
Before we say goodbye, do you think this year is going to be more or less equally difficult as first year?
More.
More?
Yeah, for sure.
Asama?
I feel like more, but I want to be an optimist.
Oh.
So I would say the same.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't care for being optimistic. I'm quite realistic, and maybe that comes from my stressful personality.
Oh
so I'm going to say more with my entire chest.
Yeah.
Dang.
But differently. Does that make
I
sense?
think it's like different kinds of stress. Like I think a lot of first year stress is like finding a lab and like just constantly feeling good, like you're in an interview, and now it's like doing work.
And I was so stressed being interviewed.
Yes.
Constantly. Dating.
Like while rotating or like actual interviews?
I guess I don't know. I didn't do interviews last year, but
No, I think she means like feeling like you're in an
Yeah,
interview.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Like,
everything
you're
you say is
constantly
like
being
part
judged.
of you're being judged the whole time.
Mhm.
Oh no.
It's fine.
We don't judge you here.
Thank you, friend.
LOL.
Anyway.
Let's round out the show. Let's run some observations, do some stats. Asama, would you like to give us the question this week?
Yeah, of course. So I saw this fun one that got retweeted by our postdoc Dustin Glasner. Well, our postdoc in Lennice's lab, but he's our postdoc.
Everyone's postdoc.
Dustin is so cool. I saw him skating once.
Oh, wow.
Skateboarding. Okay, so the question is, how many PhD students in our study would rather fight one 50 ml tube or 200 PCR tubes?
Okay, but like, does the 150 ml tube have hands?
I think it's under the assumption that they could either fight you.
No, but like, do they got hands? Like,
Oh. Not literally.
no.
I don't know, man. That's for you to decide.
That's for me to decide.
Yeah.
I think one enemy is enough. You know, I
Yeah.
feel like 200 tiny enemies is like ants.
agree.
And you know, you can't fight all the ants,
We're
but you
the
could
same
fight
person.
one cat probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's true. And a 50 ml tube is like still very small. Like,
Yeah.
you can probably keep track
No, I
of
feel
it.
like it's like I'm imagining a possession situation. Like, you know, like when there's like a ghost movie and it's like there's just a flying thing and it's like do. Like that's what I'm envisioning with this question. So I'd rather do that for one 50 ml tube than 200 PCR tubes. Final answer. Yes, Lennice is upset with my answer.
No, in some aspects, I do agree with Amanda's answer, because when I see 200 PCR tubes, I think of 200 spiders.
Yeah.
But a 50 ml tube, I think of like a large man that can beat me up, but I could use his weight against him.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Center
that's
of gravity.
why-
Yeah.
I think I would fight. I would rather fight a 50 ml tube.
Okay. Asama?
I would have to agree.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel
a
like
consensus.
it's the one thing that I have to worry about, rather
Yeah.
than having like a million things,
Yeah.
which is
For sure.
also the
Yeah.
theme of my quarter.
Maybe we shouldn't have done a PhD because that's what it is. A million things just attacking
But
you
isn't
all
that
at
life?
once. Yeah,
What job
True.
isn't
true.
more than one thing
True.
all the time?
I would rather not be bored.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm growing right now.
Me too.
That's nice.
What a
It's nice
life.
feeling.
Actively
What a
growing.
life, what a life, what a life. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. So that was unanimous, and 100% of the PhD students in our study would rather fight 150 mil tube and not a 200 PCR tubes. What? What?
This is like the silliest question we've ever asked.
I kind of like it,
feel.
though.
I like it. Yeah.
Yay, thanks, Dustin. Yeah, and if there's any topic you would like to share with us or hear from us, feel free to reach out. Lennice, how can they reach us?
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at triplicatespod, and you can email us at triplicatespod@gmail.com. If you like us, support us on patreon.com/triplicatespod. And with that,
Wait, you can also follow us on TikTok.
oh,
Our social media team trying to get TikTok up and running. So
Oh.
please support us on
Oh,
TikTok.
I have a TikTok idea.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not going to say it here.
Don't say it here.
But
Save
you know
it.
where you can find
But
it?
you know where you can find it.
TikTok.
At Triplicates Pod. Okay.
And with that,
Obrigada e ciao.
gracias y adiós.
Kapun ka. Bye.
Woo!